Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Smoky Rocket Productions. I am your host, the one, the only, the Smoky Rocket. And today, for the narrations, we have got a compilation of something called Two-Sentence Horror Stories. This is a collection of two-sentence horror stories that were written by various people. In fact, we're going to go ahead and start with the first one. The shortest recorded horror story was written by a young man named Frederick Brown in 1948, and here it is. The last man on earth sat alone in a room. There was a knock at the door. After a restful sleep, I woke to an uncomfortable bed. Are all graves this cold? I told my brother I'll never forget the memories I had with him, and I told him, I love you. He said, I love you too, and I left the funeral. I was in a dark room with no windows, just pitch black, and I never felt myself panic as I knew there was no way out. As I turned around, I felt something touch me that had red, beaming eyes. A masked killer in the bushes lurking on Halloween night looking for teens. He caught one, and it only took 5 seconds for a new masked murderer. There was a mother and daughter trick-or-treating, and everybody stopped and stared at them. They died last Halloween. I opened my door to an officer tell me that my son had died. I turned in fear as he glared at me with a menacing grin on his face. I looked outside and saw a man in the dead of night standing under the dim light. I turned around and the man was right behind me, giving me a fright. Every night at midnight I'd hear a faint cry for help until one night I let my curiosity get the best of me and followed the voice. I ended up staring at a headstone with my name engraved on it. After working without rest, I finally opened my mother's door and I lay there leaning my head upon her cold shoulders. It was time to leave before the groundskeeper found me, so I got up and reburied her. I look out the back door and I see him on the other side. I turned around to go to bed, and he was behind me the whole time. The girl was so confused when the lights went out, they never came back on for her. I slowly looked down at the porcelain bathtub, stained with a dark crimson red. I looked at the dismantled body. Oh, brother, what have I done? I woke up to the sound of knocking on glass. At first, I thought it came from the window until I heard it again, coming from my mirror. I woke up in a joyful mood and went to my mirror with a smile on my face, only my reflection wasn't smiling back at me. On a Halloween night that was dark and stormy, 3 girls were on their way back to the neighborhood to trick-or-treat. They turned around and there was Ghostface, who came and kidnapped all 3 of them. And they were never found again. I loved her, so I knew I had to let her go. For now, I know your breath seems to slow when you see the van that quickly got Anne. I stare down at my wife as she sleeps peacefully, closing the door to leave her alone. As I place the final nail, I hear her heart start to scream from inside the coffin. I was walking home at night when I heard a faint whisper from the woods calling my name. The next thing I knew, something grabbed my ankles and pulled me down to the pits of hell. I stared at myself in the mirror, black goo oozing out of my eyes and a gigantic scar on my stomach. When I looked down, no scar was there, but when I looked up at my hand, it was reaching out of the mirror. Hi, my name is Jason. My father and I were going hunting for food, and we saw a large animal that looked like a goat with a face of a man. I closed my eyes and my father was dead and my hands were chopped off. I woke up in the middle of the night to find someone standing above me. They had a knife. It was bloody, but I could not move. I came home from a hard day of work only to find my girlfriend holding our child. I didn't know which was more horrifying, seeing my dead girlfriend and child, or knowing someone put them there. I saw my mother in my window today, smiling at me. She died 3 years ago today. I woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. As I stood in front of the mirror, there was no one staring back at me. Boo! Did I scare you? The night before at 1:35 a.m., my brother and I were prank calling. I woke up to my mom FaceTiming me, but she died 7 years ago. After the accident, I was excited to return back to school. Why did the teacher pass by my desk? Alright everyone, that's going to do it for these 2-sentence horror stories. I hope that you found this enjoyable, and maybe you were a little creeped out. Some of these were actually pretty good. So, until the next time, this is the one, the only, the Smokey Rocket of Smokey Rocket Productions. And you can also find me over on Rovicus's channel. I will go ahead and post the link to his channel in the description of this video. So, until the next time, stay spooked, my friends. Goodbye now.